Hello, and welcome back, everyone. Next in our shield project, we're going to get into the dry brushing of the Noble Bear insignia. And I'm also going to try something a little different, new in this particular video, and that is to do a close-up. And here we can see our shield, and we can see the paint that we're going to be putting on. So, got our paint open and got our shield right there, and we are going to get into this. Remember, with dry brushing, we're pulling off the excess paint so that our bristles are essentially dry. And I'm just approaching this very cautiously to make sure that I am. There we go. All right. And we'll get into it. And you'll see me rotate the brush just a bit in my hand, and that is me literally feeling and figuring out where in these bristles there might be more paint than other parts. And I also pulled off a little bit excess so that I can approach these arms with a little bit more control. And these bear paws, again, I'm gonna pull off excess. Now I'm gonna pull directly out, and you'll see that I'm actually going into the wood grain of the shield itself, and that's okay because we are going to get to that part of the shield, but I want to make sure that I'm pulling this out and I'm getting coverage where I need it to be. So, all right, and we're just going to get back into it. Get those paws, get that tail, the back, the head, right there. And hopefully this is translating on camera maybe a little bit better than some of my other videos. Just trying something different here, you know. Want to help and give a little more instruction and guidance and some help here as far as like what the process looks like, what's entailed. And you can see there I've got some natural variation in the coverage, and that's okay. That is part of the beauty of dry brushing, is that you will naturally end up with, now you can keep going over and over and going heavier and getting more of a consistent coating, which I am going to just smooth this out. So I've been going this direction from top to bottom in a slightly left to right fashion. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to go right to left. Again, still top to bottom, but I'm just going to pull the brush that way. And now I'm going to use the flat surface, go in that direction, and moving it across. And you can see that that gold, that retributor armor is just shimmering. And I've still got nice contrast between this gold and this gold here, which means now I can get back into this and I can start giving this a little bit extra. So there we see right there in that spot right there, it is a little bit darker and richer. The beauty of dry brushing is that because you're using such little paint, and if you're using the same color, you'll be able to go right back into it and continue dry brushing without having to wait for it to fully dry. Now, if you change colors, and say, for example, I was going to use a different gold over top of this retributor armor, then I would want to wait just to be 100% sure and safe that everything that I am doing is going to be dry and I'm not going to get any blending, unless, of course, that was my goal, was to get some blend. I am going to try to get this head of this bear a little bit richer. There we go. Good. Perfect. And there we are. So, and if you're wondering what I'm holding on to, the way that Anthony makes his shields, he has this peg system right here. So it makes it super handy so that I'm in and I'm actually holding a part of the shield that, we can obviously save to paint much later. So there we go. We've got our Noble Bear insignia dry brushed up. And next we will move on to the wood grain and the ropes. I'm going to opt to go with the ropes first. So I'll see you in the next.